K through fifth grade program. So it will service all of our children.
And not just the island school children, but
Not yet. They with the both the private contact and the YMCA know that some children come from Violent and other public school systems, so they are willing to work with that too. Yes.
Do you not think maybe you should have had this in place before canceling the program?
it's not been canceled yet.
Well,
So there will be after school, and that's what we've always said, is that there will be after school.
but you don't even have a plan in place yet.
Well, I do have a plan in place. Yes.
For sure you have a plan.
Yes.
Well, then how
That's
come
what
you
I'm
can't
telling
tell
you.
us what the plan is?
Well, we're in talks with the YMCA or this other private company, and we will figure it out. There will be a program. Yes.
I would just like to say, I'm the PTO president right now at Violent Elementary School.
Yes.
And for the past years, they have always done their after-school program through the Englewood YMCA. And this year is the first year that they in fact decided to cancel that contract with the Englewood YMCA and keep that money into their school with their teachers in their community. So I didn't know if you were aware that they just stopped their program with the YMCA.
I'm aware that there's some public schools have done that for economic reasons. They prefer to put the money with their staff, that extra money rather than but that we are so small staff-wise that I don't see our school staff taking over the program. When you do an after-school program, then you have to deal not just with the Board of Education, now you have to deal with children and families and other agencies. And so it's a separate entity, becomes a separate entity from the school daily routine.
I'm just unsure if you already have an after-school program in place, why do you feel the need to change it? Especially with a business like the YMCA, when in fact the closest school to us, Vineland Elementary, has just decided that that's not working for them.
I don't know if they decided that it wasn't working for them with the why. The way I have read about programs, not just specifically the Vineland, but programs in general, is because of trying to keep it in-house with their staff and giving that opportunity to their staff. We are a small school, our staff is small, and know that I am talking to the Y and to this other entity because we don't want to leave the children without a program. But it's not that we want to take the program away.
Why can't you just leave the program the
Well,
same,
that would be
have Angela still run it, and just move it over to the island school? That would be the easiest solution, and then there wouldn't be any.
There's no such easy solution as that because when you're dealing with children, you have to have other agencies involved, and these people need to be qualified. And I will say that Angela is not. That's an option, but you have to make sure that the liability issues and the insurance issues and the licensing issues are in place for an after-school program.
Why would you change it from the community center to the island school if you're already trying to get someone else to collaborate with you? Why is it necessary to change it to go to the island school and not right there at the community center? Because I've been here for 20 years and it's always been, and I hate this, but we've always done it that way. But change is really difficult for the island, but it just seems to me that the demographics just been running up and down. So your attendance is low right now. I've worked with children for 20 years. Sometimes we get big and sometimes low, and you're seeing that at the low. So you're jumping in right now and trying to change it at a time when it's low, but it may not stay low.
Well, and as Bob and Joe continue to remind me, we do come around and go in a circle. And what changed this year may change back next year.
Right.
And so any changes that we make today, 2 years from now, we may be right back in a different mode, doing it in a different way. But as to why it can't not continue here is that issue around kindergartners and first graders. It was very important to me that we continue to provide after school for kindergarten through 5th grade. Staying here at the community center and continuing to operate it here meant that we could only offer a program that was not licensed second through 5th.
Has there been any change in the law, or is that why you can't? you won't be able to do K through first grade.
No, that's not a change in the law,
You no longer have the Munchkin program.
this is not about the Munchkin
No,
program.
I mean, is that changing the dynamics for why you can do K through?
No, the simple enrollment numbers are so incredibly low this year.
This year?
Yeah, and it has been declining over the last 3 years.
The last 3 years, but we've talked about it over and over, and it's usually about 5. So you have 2 more years before, and then you say also because of the economic, well, it's shown that the economy changes every 8 years, and we're just coming out of it. So we're going to see more people coming back here. But if you take this program away, and many, not just this one, but the other ones, it's kind of like domino effects. Once you take one, then you take 2, then you take 3. What do we have to offer to people to come here and help?
I think that in the big picture, we may very well, if we've got 50 and 60 kids back in after school a few years from now, maybe it'll be appropriate for the community center to take it back. Maybe we'll find that it is such an incredibly strong program for the school in terms of keeping attendance high at the school that we want to keep it right where it's at. But I think that revisiting it and continuing to keep it on the table is what both Rosa and I are committed to make sure that the kids are taken care of in a safe and fun way after school. Here's a question in the back.
Yeah, first I'd like to say thank you, Ms. Ramos, for helping us parents try to find a program. Secondly, why are we not doing fundraisers if money is the issue to keep these programs with the friends? We've always been with friends. And just like Beth just said, I mean, why are we looking at it where it could come back next year, it could come back the following year? If there's a problem, then let's raise the money and keep this program where it belongs.
Well, I think
Along
that
with the Munchkin program, and this should be about the Munchkin program. The Munchkin program has been here for a long time. A lot of families have benefited from that. You get rid of the after-school program and the Munchkin program, it's basically one and the same thing, and they're both disappearing for the same reason. We need to do fundraising and keep it here.
Yeah, and that's part of the community. That's part of the community. It takes a community to raise children. And if you look at the benefit of having the Munchkins, the after-school program, look at what all of the children who are now grown and gone out into the world that have done from this tiny, small community.
I think it's important to remember that both the Munchkin program and the after-school program were started by friends before there was an island school and before there was a child care center.
Right.
And the very fact that times do change is important to remember. That I think we want to make sure that our island school stays strong. And our island school is about children. And I don't think that there's anything bad in an organization like Friends acknowledging and saying, how can we help you, Island School? How can we help you, Child Care Center, to be strong and successful, rather than to compete, perhaps, with them? Yes?
I moved down here from up north about 2 years ago, and part of the reason why I came, other than the fact that I had a wonderful job opportunity, was the fact that there were awesome children programs. We had our eldest of the 2 daughters in a child care facility that also taught preschool, and it does not compare to what she offers. Now, when you said something about the teachers need collaboration and all this bunch of bull, how much time have you spent in that classroom and seen what she does?
I've not spent a lot of time, but I have been in the classroom.
And have you been over here and asked them how many kids they're waiting on? They have a wait list over here. A child care facility is not the same as a preschool.
I understand that.
And furthermore, when you bring people into this community and you say, oh, here's your job, here's your an island to live on, I need something for my kids. And you have all these kids' pictures plastered all over your email, all over your website, and you're telling us that you're going away with after school, you're going away with the Munchkin program. So, what part of the community is that? You've had your time to talk, I want to talk, and then you can respond. And then furthermore, you know, you're telling me that I might as well move up north, is what you're telling me, because there's no children programs here.
What I would like to say to you and to all of the